So we got to get into it. I'm getting these downloads, and the divine telling me, yo, talk about it. They got to hear this truth. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to talk about it. You know, we always looking at the aspect of oppression in the way of what actually took place or what happened. And it's deeper than that because it goes back to the power of suggestion. Like, as creations of the Most High Creator, the divine, we are creations of the divine, but everything wasn't created in that same aspect. So when we do these things as original people, when we make the wrong choices or we step out of our natural characteristic trait of divine principle, meaning you start thinking in a mundane reality, you start thinking in selfish, insignificant ways to satisfy your life based on the materialistic value of the world. You are showing the universe that you can't tap into that higher pretense. You see what I'm saying? And you got other coaches that want us to lean more to the demonic aspect of what subsequently happens when you give up on yourself and you have to tap into that beast. They want you to lean onto that side because that's an energy that actually progenerated everything that we dealing with right now. So they quick to say, yo, we need this, we need that. I ain't gonna even speak or give it light, but you'll be able to dig what I'm saying, especially if you in tune with the aspect of energy that I'm talking to. But when you on a divine principle and you dealing with that understanding, those things don't take place because you're still connected to the source. See, the golden road was broken that took us from this source energy. And because it was broken, it allowed us to start thinking in a way that subsequently that we felt like we wasn't connected to anything. So those decisions came about. All those negative energies came about. And we have to take responsibility for the mindset of being so careless with our own spirit and the way we see things. We gotta take responsibility. Like, that's not something that you can just be like, oh, they always did this. Well, how'd you feel when this took place? Like, what'd you do? Did you decide in yourself to fix it this way, or did you access the divine to help you bring yourself out of this mentality or this circumstance that was going to take place? How'd you handle that? And see, the more they clutter the world up with so many circumstances that you're forced to deal with, you start feeding off of that energy that's being given to you. You start feeding off it. So you start saying, well, I'll do this to you if you did this to me. You know, in the natural world, it's only but so long you gonna fuck with a tree or grass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll fuck with that shit for a little while, and then energy gonna make you feel like, yo, this is boring, I need to move on. What does that speak to? That means if you don't give it attention and you put that energy into the divine, eventually it'll fall back. We watch this everywhere. Like, there's always going to be a energy of gluttony that exists on the planet. And what that means for certain individuals, like, they can't stop doing shit because they have to consume. So how would you end up being a consuming individual when you're a creator? To be able to create and bring forth the level of life that satisfies things of your counterpart energy or a similar energy of yourself means you making a way. That means you building the road, the pathway. That golden road of creation has been lost. It's like naturally now we have to connect to somebody else's understanding in order to feel good about ourselves. The divine never made no mistakes. We just got lost in the sauce of circumstances that people wanted to initialize or issue to have you in a certain way of thinking. And I see through existence that is more generated in an aspect to make you feel like there has to be a return energy. Well, I'm here to tell you the wind blow all the time and you never do nothing about it. I'm here to tell you that you're always going to have an energy that has to show value that you don't have to do anything about. You can just give it to the divine and sit back and watch what takes place. If a baby is going through something, it can't respond. It can't get up and say, "Hey, motherfucker." You know what I'm saying? Like the baby can't do nothing. It's just a baby. So you have to notice that situation taking place and then act on it to satisfy that baby. Correct? Think about what I'm saying. So even if you're a baby creation to the divine, how you think that's going to take place? Oh, then you start feeling the other feelings, right? Like, oh, shit ain't moving the way you want to, or you need something now because of how you set your own life up. That means you ain't forgive yourself for the things that you put yourself through, right? So because you fucked your life up in certain aspects, you think things supposed to move now for you. Because you made these decisions based off what the world was doing to you. And now you stuck in that mentality. So you think God should respond to you or the creator should respond to you because of the things you've did in life. Nah, you got to come back first. You got to come all the way back first. All the way back. And you got to show the divine that you're willing to listen first and foremost. Ain't nothing going to move for you. Nothing. You're going to be in that mentality talking about, oh, I can't. Well, you wasn't saying that when you was putting yourself through these functions of energies or criteria that other entities was creating in this world. You wasn't thinking like that. You was thinking in getting back. You was saying, I'm man enough, I'm strong enough, we gonna fight. You harness the power of the divine. Do you know what that means collectively? Got niggas walking around talking about Goku and all that. Yeah, you know what time it is. Collectively. It's not really much motion you have to do when you turn to your creator and say, look, collectively, this is what's taking place. And see, back in the day, our great-grandparents had it. We all know that. We talked the stories. Our great-grandparents had that energy to where they was just still. Still. Look how cold still is. Look how stable still is. How solid the motion of still is. Can you be still? So you steal and then stealing and they caught you stealing. See, they try to take away your possibility from what's real then. Look at them, they stealing. But still then, if I'm still then, you'll see what's real then. Overstand, man. Y'all let somebody put you in a mentality and believe you me, I've been through this shit myself. I sit down and I be like, yo, when? Feeling some type of way, like I need this now, like the divine, like listen to me because I'm breaking my back, I'm breaking down. Like I take it to the farthest aspect, but that had to be done because of the simple fact that how and when will you listen, my son? When will you free your mind from these clasps of reality and life that make you feel like you ain't good enough, like I make mistakes when I create you? When will you start showing and paying that love to yourself, that you know within the aspect of your creation that you are something that's great because I don't make mistakes? Or are you going to keep going out here subsequently talking about, oh, shit ain't right, I got to make it that way? So you're going to separate yourself from everything else that's created in the same aspect and think you're going to serve that purpose? Wake up. It's us that was created, not just you. How selfish can you be when you out here making decisions and then pushing the narrative of something else that ain't even in your criteria, or don't think like you, don't move like you, but you moving like it? It's not divine. It's not divine. There is only one way for us, and that's to be that way in divine principle. So until you get back to understanding how you should be moving in that purpose and that right and that raw spec, you're going to continue to suffer and follow that notion of having your people in the same light, because you are generating that energy that's not yours. You are being something that you are not being, and you're helping something that made you fall. I ain't going to even hold you. I'm just talking. But I'm talking to serve the purpose. Wake up. You already know the vibes. It is what it is. Love you. Love yourself. I love me first, but I love the divine even more. NAGA.